can you please tell me about your firm? From how long you are serving in community?
Yes, so I've been a transportation lawyer for 49 years.
Okay.
And I've written 10 books on transport law.
Okay.
And I'm a member of the Law Society of Ontario.
What is the main reason behind so many recent license suspensions?
I'm not sure why it happened all of a sudden, but last year they did have some Class A drivers who were sent letters by the Ministry of Transportation, but instead of suspending the licenses last year, what they did was they said that the drivers had to go for a written test within 60 days and a road test within 120 days at the ministry's location, and if they passed, then they would continue to have their Class A driver's license, but if they did not pass, they would then have a DZ license. Okay. So this happened last year, but this year, instead of doing the same thing, the MTO decided to simply suspend many drivers who had the Class A, and I don't know how many they suspended.
Okay, so my next question is, what does the Highway Traffic Act say about this situation?
The Highway Traffic Act gives the driver the ability to appeal the decision by going to the License Appeal Tribunal. And so there is a section, the Highway Traffic Act, of course, discusses many different types of infractions, but this power that is being used is by virtue of a certain section of the Highway Traffic Act, and that power is subject to appeal. Mm-hmm. So, to be precise, Section 47 1 of the Highway Traffic Act allows the MTO to suspend the license. What
is the usual timeline on resolve these cases?
Well, the law says that once you file your appeal, you have to have a hearing within 30 days, and then after your hearing, the court must render a decision within another 30 days.
So, what is the success rate based on similar cases?
This is the first time that I've seen so many driver's licenses be suspended, because the impact is very devastating. Not only do the drivers lose their ability to drive a truck, but they also lose their ability for 90 days to drive a personal car, which doesn't make much sense to me. And then also, they would have to take the driving school courses again. So they would have to go to driving school again for 120 hours and be, certified a second time. And then the other sad part is that in addition to not having any work during the 90 days plus the 120 hours, which would be another 2 months, it would be on their record. So they would always have their driver's abstract, their driver's record would always say suspended. And therefore, it would be hard for them to get a job, because most trucking firms, wouldn't want to hire someone whose driving license had been suspended.
What do you think about all the drivers have redo their drive test?
No. I mean, the ones who have the suspended licenses must wait 90 days
Okay.
unless the appeal will help them stay the decision. And then after that, they would be able to, I guess, get a G license after 90 days, but then they would have to take another 120 hours, and then, of course, they would have to get a certificate, and then they would, naturally, once they have the certificate, they would have to have a retest, yes.
Okay, so now I think 185 drivers got letters for suspended their license. So
Did you say 185?
yeah, I think I listen 185 maybe. So everybody need to appeal individually or they can do in group.
No, I've researched this, and it has to. The License Appeal Tribunal does not allow for any collective or joint applications.
Okay.
It's only individuals. Individually, 185 times.
Okay. So drivers they can do appeal by self or they have to need any lawyer.
Well, technically, they could go by themselves and do it, of course. But it's like if you are having like a medical operation and you're trying to do it yourself. You know, I think it would be much better if they had someone helping them who was a lawyer who had the experience of doing the procedure.
So if somebody don't want to appeal, then what will be happen?
Okay, so if somebody decides that they're not going to appeal, then they will have this on their record for the rest of their lives, and they will be 90 days suspension, and then they would have to retake the driving school 120 hours, and then they would have to do a retest. So they would have to more or less sit at home for 5 months.
So can you let me the cost if somebody need to appeal from your firm?
I would do that if the person called me, and then I would like to know how many hours, how many miles they had driven, whether they had any major tickets, how many years have they been driving. I would need to know a few things. Then I would be able to tell them what the cost would be.
Okay. So can you share your contact number, please?
289 834 2492. Thanking you very much for just asking these questions, because some drivers that I've spoken to, they seem to not be aware that you only have one chance.
Yeah.
If you don't succeed before the License Appeal Tribunal, the chances of your then going on another appeal are slim. There is a procedure to the divisional court. It would be very difficult to go to the divisional court and say that the LAT had somehow made a mistake. I mean, it's possible, but then it would be a different set of circumstances. This is the one chance people have to rectify it and to get your livelihood back, because the government made a mistake. And in order to have the court confirm that it was an error and has to be rectified, it has to be overruled, I think you need professional help.